Ladies and gentlemen, we're delighted to announce the arrival of our chief guest, the President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe. We'd like to invite our chief guest to please join us right here at the lighting of the oil lamp. Of course, our chief guest is accompanied by the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, His Excellency Shri Gopal Bagle, and we have the High Commissioner's wife as well, Mrs. Beena, right here, and we'd like to now begin with a momentous start to this occasion with the lighting of the ceremonial oil lamp. Once again, we're delighted to note the presence of our chief guest, His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe, the President of Sri Lanka. And as our dignitaries settle down in their places, ladies and gentlemen, I request you to please remain standing for the national anthems of Sri Lanka and India.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may please take your seats now. Most venerable members of the clergy, Our chief guest for this evening, Honorable President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe, His Excellency Shri Gopal Bagle, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, and Srimati Beena, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a very warm welcome to each of you to the celebrations of the 74th Republic Day of India. We're deeply grateful to all of our distinguished guests who have graced this occasion with their presence. And at the very outset, as we begin, we would like to extend our warmest welcome to our esteemed chief guest by presenting a bouquet as a token of our great appreciation. And so we have now a bouquet being presented by one of our own dear children right here. So we'd like to say a big welcome to you, sir. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together as we say a big welcome to His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe. Thank you for joining us here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, India-Sri Lanka share a friendship that is historical, mutual, spiritual, and eternal. This musical evening organized tonight is an opportunity for us to reiterate the cultural confluence between our two great countries. At the very outset, allow me now to give you a brief background about today's performers who will be taking stage today. We have UDX and Stigmata. Let's start with UDX. UDX, as a band, has been steadily making its mark in the northeastern part of India and beyond. Recipient of many awards in India, the band has performed in Kazakhstan in 2012 and in Vietnam in 2016. The band has organized and participated in various charity shows where the proceeds were utilized for victims of natural calamities. UDX released its debut album entitled Drop Made a Difference in August 2012 and an official music video, Panacea, in September 2012, which has been a hit. UDX will travel across Sri Lanka over the next few days and enchant audiences with their performances in Jaffna, Kandy, and Hambantota. Collaborating with UDX this evening is the Sri Lankan band Stigmata. Stigmata has been performing for over 2 decades, 23 years to be precise, and of course they are from Colombo. They masterfully combine a variety of music styles and merge new technologies to produce thought-provoking and electrifying live performances. Allow me to also introduce to you by name the performers who will be joining us on stage today. From UDX, we have Inaku Atoshe Aye, Timothy Akihito Kinami, we have Avinash Acharya, Lanu Temjen, Timothy Aunok, Vinika Kaitu Yeptomi, and Ezra Singh. They are from UDX, of course. And from Stigmata, we have Suresh De Silva, Tennyson Napoleon, Shane Senaviratna, Tisara Dhananjaya, and Shavin Hettiarachi. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we call the band members up, we'd of course like to also introduce to you very briefly the occasion that we are celebrating here today. Now, as some of you in the audience might be aware, the Constitution of India came into effect on the 26th of January 1950, and every year this day is celebrated as the Republic Day of India. And every Republic Day is, of course, momentous, but this time it's a little extra special because, as many of you know, India has completed 75 glorious years of its independence on 15th of August 2022. And to commemorate this momentous occasion, the Government of India launched the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav initiative, celebrating 75 years of India and its glorious history, people, culture, and achievements. The 25-year period, beginning from the 75th anniversary of its independence up to the centenary in 2048, marks the Amrit Kal for ushering in a futuristic, prosperous, inclusive, and developed society distinguished by a human-centric approach at its core. So, with that introduction to what we are celebrating here this evening, we're now delighted to officially commence before you Rhythm of Harmony, a rock performance by the two bands from India and Sri Lanka, bringing to you a beautiful cultural confluence right here. And so, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, for the opening performance right here of Rhythm of Harmony, we are delighted to welcome on stage our performers. First from Stigmata. So let's now put our hands together as we welcome Stigmata on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this one's called Lucid. Everything around me is rotting, is decaying. What's inside of me need to fathom my report. Watching the parasite, every prophecy coming true. Sing another famine coming my way. See the pieces of a broken world, like shards of glass, like mounds of clay. You kiss and embrace the ruin, turning the wounds that are forever gone. We are torn and still deceived. What was beautiful is ugly, what is ugly now is beautiful.
Check. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Stigmata for you, our very own Sri Lankan band. And they were electrifying indeed. Let's put our hands together for them. Well, they enthralled us with that opening instrumental act, followed soon by a vocal performance titled Lucid. And very shortly, we will be seeing on stage our band from India, UDX. But before they come up, ladies and gentlemen, of course, in commemoration of the 74th Republic Day of India, it is now our pleasure to hear a special message from the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's now welcome on stage His Excellency Shri Gopal Bagle.
Your Excellency, the President of Sri Lanka, Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe, Your Excellencies, Ministers, State Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament of Sri Lanka, Excellencies and my distinguished diplomatic colleagues, other distinguished guests, friends of India, my brothers and sisters from Sri Lanka, and of course, most of all, the two exhilarating bands and their members from India and Sri Lanka, UDX and Stigmata. Ayubovan, Namaskar, Vanakkam, very good evening to all of you. I'm really not very sure as to the purpose of inserting the High Commissioner between the rocking performance by the two bands. But when a diplomat is put in a difficult situation, he always tries to find a way out and most often finds a way out. So I am here essentially for 2 or 3 very pleasurable, privileged and honored duties. One, of course, to thank the Honorable President of Sri Lanka for his extremely distinguished presence and his great gesture in accepting our invitation. Your Excellency, by your presence, you have given us a great honor, and I will, if you permit, return to this point in a couple of minutes. I am also here to mention to you why we chose these two particular bands, these two particular performances. You all would know that India is a growing, vibrant economy, is a vibrant and diverse democracy. And so is Sri Lanka, our closest neighbor. Diversity and democracy are two things which both of us, India and Sri Lanka, live by and live for. The northeast of India, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, is a pearl like Sri Lanka. It's beautiful, it's exhilarating, it's vibrant, it's youthful, and somewhat as yet unexplored. So we thought that as we enter, and as the MC mentioned to you, as we enter the Amrit Kal, the period from our 75 years of independence to what we will go on to celebrate our centenary in 2047, we thought it would perhaps be befitting to present a very youthful face of India to all of you. A vibrant, a dynamic, because as you know, India is a very youthful country. We are among the countries in the world where the percentage of youth is among the highest. And of course, we share this feature in different percentages and proportions with many of our South Asian neighbors, including Sri Lanka. And as we were planning to put on this performance, thanks to the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center and the Indian Council of Cultural Relations, we thought that given the close relationship between our two countries, given our civilizational bonds, given our shared aspirations for peace, progress, and prosperity, and given our cooperation and friendship and camaraderie and the close people-to-people ties, why just have only an Indian band? Especially in the year that in a few days from now, indeed just about 10 days, Sri Lanka is also going to mark its 75th Independence Day. So we thought, as neighbors and friends, let us celebrate this together. In our part of the world, in our civilizations, the common values that I refer to, they entail, they imply, they mean that we share each other's happiness so that happiness can multiply, and we stand with each other in difficulties so that the burden can be shared. And therefore, I am very happy today and I am very grateful to the Indian Council of Cultural Relations for allowing us the opportunity to host the Indian band. And I am very grateful to our friends and colleagues from Sri Lanka, the distinguished band Stigmata, which by the way had also toured India some years ago, to once again give us the opportunity to enjoy their performance, and this time together with the Indian band. So this really is the rhythm of harmony. It is not only the harmony of separate bands, separate music, but it is the harmony, it is the symphony of India and Sri Lanka playing together. This is why, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we conceive this performance as a performance not by one band, but by two bands to celebrate our togetherness of India and Sri Lanka, celebrate the togetherness of our milestones of 75 years of independence, 75 years of diplomatic relationship, and also recommit ourselves to the journey that lies ahead of us till 2047 for us, 2048 for Sri Lanka. And I think as Sri Lanka has its own plans, which the distinguished President of India, His Excellency, has outlined, I'm very happy to note that those celebrations in many ways touch upon the chords which are tied with India. Whether it is the Kandyan Dance Academy, whether it is the Jaffna Cultural Center, there are many such elements in the celebrations to come, celebrations of Sri Lanka's 75th anniversary of independence in next month, where as a close friend and neighbor, we'll be very happy and privileged to be a part and parcel of those celebrations. So, ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, the presence of all of you, and in particular the presence of the honored President, is a testimony to the significance you attach not only to India-Sri Lanka relationship, but also to the role, the crucial role that the youth of the two countries are going to play, not only in the respective countries, but in their joint endeavors for peace and prosperity in the future. And here, I especially recall and remember the advice which the Honorable President had given speaking at a public forum on India's Independence Day last year, where he had advised the young leaders of Sri Lanka to know and be familiar with their Indian counterparts. Because, as he had said, that cooperation, that working together will be very important for both countries. It's not only political leaders, it's not only professionals, it's not only scientists, it's not only diplomats or bureaucrats or civil servants. It's every section of the society which will have to play a very crucial role in the common prosperity, shared prosperity that we are going to forge with everybody's participation. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, let me not take more of your time. Just to say one more time, thank you all the dignitaries, and once again especially our special thanks go to the Honorable President of Sri Lanka for his distinguished presence here. And of course, the two bands, I'm sure you will hear even more, you will witness even more rocking performances by both of them. The Indian band will be playing now, and I suppose towards the end, I think the two bands will join together on the stage once again. Thank you very much. Bahu Mai Stuti, Nandri, Dhanyavad.
Thank you very much to our High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, His Excellency Shri Gopal Bagle, for that very thoughtful message, commemorating, of course, the Indian Republic Day and also highlighting the mutual support, friendship and cooperation that are shared by our two great nations of India and Sri Lanka. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, as our band sets up and gets ready for their performance, I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to introduce to you the cultural arm of the High Commission of India, which has helped make this event a reality today. The cultural arm is called Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center. So allow me to briefly introduce them to you. The Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center in Colombo was established in 1998 under the aegis of the High Commission of India as the Indian Cultural Center, as it was known then. Since then, it has been functioning as a hub of culture in the city, and through its various outreach programs, the center has been promoting intercultural dialogue and people-to-people contact between Sri Lanka and India. The center has earned a reputation for excellence through its wide-ranging activities, such as dance and music performances. They've also had exhibitions and seminars, workshops and lectures, and cultural festivals as well, bringing together artists and scholars from both India and Sri Lanka. The Cultural Center offers classes in several fields, such as Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Hindustani and Carnatic vocal. They also have classes in violin, sitar, tabla, classes in Hindi and yoga, and we have several enthusiasts who come for these classes of all ages, both the youth as well as adults. The Cultural Center also provides hundreds of scholarships to Sri Lankan students to help in their education, thus contributing to the Sri Lankan society and economy as well. So that is the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center for you, the cultural arm of the High Commission of India. So with that brief introduction, ladies and gentlemen, we will not stand in the way of you and the rock performance any longer. The music has to begin very shortly. And so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted now to present before you a super hit rock band from Northeast India. To be precise, they hail from the state of Nagaland, and we're delighted to have them here with us this evening. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, can we now put our hands together as we welcome UDX?
नंबतमा इतलंग मदेवतेना और प्रेम कपट लेना रुवनारी मनहारी सुकुमाली नंबतमा इतलंग मदेवतेना और प्रेम कपट लेना रुवनारी मनहारी सुकुमाली नंबतमा इतलंग मदेवतेना और प्रेम कपट लेना रुवनारी मनहारी सुकुमाली नंबतमा
वहाँ सारा जहाँ देख लिया है, कहीं भी तेरे जैसा कोई नहीं है। 80 नहीं 100 दिन दुनिया घुमा है, नहीं कहीं तेरे जैसा कोई नहीं। मैं गया जहाँ भी बस तेरी याद थी, जो मेरे साथ थी मुझको तरपाती रुलाती। सबसे प्यारी तेरी सूरत प्यार है, बस तेरा प्यार ही। माँ तुझे सलाम, माँ तुझे सलाम, अम्मा तुझे सलाम, माँ तुझे सलाम।
वंदे मातरम, 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 वंदे मातरम।
तेरे पास ही मैं आ रहा हूँ, अपनी बाहें खोल दे। दूर से मुझको गले लगा ले, मुझको फिर वो प्यार दे। तू ही जिंदगी है, तू ही मेरी मोहब्बत है। तेरे ही पैरों में जन्नत है, तू ही दिल तू जा हम। माँ तुझे सलाम, माँ तुझे सलाम, अम्मा तुझे सलाम, हो माँ तुझे सलाम।
वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Greetings from the land of diversity, our country India, and greetings from the land of festival, a small state in the northeastern part of India, a place called Nagaland, a place where we are from, and we are UDX. It's an honor to be playing in front of all of you, people of Sri Lanka and my people of India. This next song is a song very close to our heart, Dil Hai Hindustani.
सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो। सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो। चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तानी, हिंदुस्तानी। सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो। चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तानी, हिंदुस्तानी। हमने कहा है हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो। हम मिलजुल के बोले अब तो यारा, अपना चाहा है सबसे प्यारा। हम मिलजुल के बोले अब तो यारा, अपना चाहा है सबसे प्यारा। हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो। हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो। चलते शरारे हैं पानी के धारे हैं, हम काटे कटते नहीं। जो वादा करते हैं करके दिखाते हैं, हम पीछे हटते नहीं। वक्त है, उम्र है, जोश है और जान है, ना झुके ना मिटे, देश तो अपनी शान है। वक्त है, उम्र है, जोश है और जान है, ना झुके ना मिटे, देश तो अपनी शान है। हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो। हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो। सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो। चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तानी, हिंदुस्तानी। सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो। चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तानी, हिंदुस्तानी, हिंदुस्तानी। कहूँ मेरा जो हाल है, रात दिन तुम्हारा ख्याल है। फिर भी जाने जा तुम कहाँ और हम कहाँ, हो गजब का है दिन, सोचो जरा ये दीवानापन, देखो जरा वो अकेले हम भी अकेले, मजा आ रहा है कसम से, कसम से। तेरा प्यार नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं, मैं होती तुझे कहाँ से ये खबर मिली, प्यास से दियों के पन्ने बुझ गई, मिली आस जीने की सांसों से, तेरी तेरी आँखों से अपनी नजरें हटाऊं कैसे, तेरी आँखों से अपनी नजरें हटाऊं कैसे। Thank you.
Thank you for having us. This will be the last performance. The next song, Bahamas Tutti.
He come on flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got two eyeball, he won holy roller. He got held down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. He went the shoe shine, he got toes and football, he got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola, he said, I know you and you know me. One thing I can tell you is you've got to be free. Come together right now over me. He back production, he got walrus gun, but he got oh no sideboard, one spinal cracker. He got fear down below his knees. Hold you in his arm till you can feel his disease. Come together right now for me. He roller coaster, he got early warning, he got muddy water, he won mojo filter, he said 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking cause he's so hard to see. Come together right now. Come together right now. Come together right now over me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was UDX for you. Can we please put our hands together as we appreciate their fabulous music? All right, now we do have a finale performance where we will be bringing both bands on stage together. But before the final act here this evening, we'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to our sponsors who helped make this event possible. We'd like to say thank you to Lanka IOC, Lanka Ashok Leyland, our hospitality partner Tat Samudra. We have Damro, Brandix Lanka Limited and Colombo West International Terminal. We'd also like to say thank you to our venue partner, which is BMI-CH. Thank you to the members of the media who've joined us here and for their continuous support. And we'd also like to say thank you to Red Doors for all of their technical support behind the scenes. So with that appreciation to everybody who's helped make this event possible, we now have the two bands taking stage, ladies and gentlemen, for a very unique fusion. And this is, of course, for the first time ever, where we have UDX and Stigmata on the very same stage. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, from Nagaland, India, we have UDX, and right here from Colombo, Sri Lanka, we have Stigmata for our finale. Can we please put our hands together as we welcome them up on stage?
Hi, it's us again. Be not intimidated. We will play something melodic now to close the night. Thank you for organizing this. It's amazing to have both nations being represented, integrating, and to be able to play one final song. It's a cover song. We usually do our own original music. And we would love to call Aki of UDX on stage to join us for this. This is by a band called Nevermore. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a fitting end with both the bands coming together. We had, of course, Aki from UDX joining Stigmata on stage for the finale. And let's now put our hands together as we appreciate the artists from both the bands, ladies and gentlemen. Let them hear your applause for their fabulous performance today. All right, we would like to ask our musicians to please stand by because it's now time to appreciate each of them individually. I'd like to now invite on stage our chief guest, the Honorable President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe, and I'd also like to invite His Excellency Sri Gopal Bagle, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, to now join us up on stage as we felicitate our artists as well as our technicians from India as well as Sri Lanka. We have a few tokens of appreciation to be presented to our artists. So let me now invite the members of UDX to please come forward. We have UDX from Nagaland, India. And I'd once again like to remind all of you of the performers in the band. We have UDX's Inaku Atoshe Aye, accompanied by a talented team comprising of Timothy Akihito Kinami. We have Avinash Acharya, Lanutem Jen, Timothy Aunok, Vinika Kaitu Yeptomi, and Ezra Singh. We invite the musicians from UDX to please come forward as we now have our chief guest to please present tokens of appreciation to the band. We have the tokens of appreciation being brought forward. We have the tokens of appreciation right here, and so I'd like to invite our chief guest, the Honorable President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe, to provide these to everybody. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Each of them receive a token. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, UDX. Let's put our hands together as we say a big thank you to them. Thank you very much for your wonderful music. I'd now like to invite the band members of Stigmata to please join us. And let me remind you of the members that comprise of Stigmata. Well, as you know, Stigmata is led by Suresh De Silva, and they have an incredible team right here, which include Tennyson Napoleon, Shane Senviratna, Tisara Dhananjaya, and Shavin Hettiarachi. We now have the tokens being presented, so we'd like to invite right now His Excellency Sri Gopal Bagle, High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, to felicitate the members of Stigmata as we thank them for their brilliant performance here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please hear your round of applause for Stigmata? We have a token to provide every member of the team. Once again, they include Suresh De Silva, Tennyson Napoleon, Shane Senviratna, Tisara Dhananjaya, and Shavin Hettiarachi. So thank you very much for your wonderful music, and we have the tokens of appreciation now being presented to the band members. Once again, your applause, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep the applause flowing as we say thank you to every single one of them here on stage. With that, I'd now like to request Stigmata to please remain, as well as Your Excellency, please remain. Let me invite UDX back on stage because we now have a group photograph with both the bands. So we have UDX joining us right here on stage as we have a photograph with our chief guest, His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe, as well as His Excellency Sri Gopal Bagle, the High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka. We have the photographers ready to capture this moment, so we'd now like to invite Your Excellencies to please join the photograph right there as we appreciate and commend the two wonderful rock bands here representing our nations of India and Sri Lanka. Once again, Stigmata right here from Colombo, and we have UDX from Nagaland, India. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's hear your applause as we say thank you for the music here this evening. An electrifying and energetic rock performance right here as we celebrate Rhythm of Harmony, celebrating this cultural confluence between our nations of India and Sri Lanka. On that note, we'd like to say thank you very much to your excellencies. Thank you, and thank you to our bands once again. Thank you very much. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the end of our rock performance here, and we do hope that you have enjoyed this wonderful evening. As we wrap up, we'd like to once again offer our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe. We'd like to also say thank you very much to all of the ministers, the members of parliament who've joined us here, all of the excellencies, the dignitaries, the secretaries and officers of the government of Sri Lanka, the members of the diplomatic corps. We'd also like to say thank you to the media personnel as well as the Indian community who've joined us here this evening. Thank you very much to all of the music lovers who've joined us here from Sri Lanka as well, and we appreciate your presence here at this special celebration marking the 74th Republic Day of India. As we conclude this evening, we do hope that you've enjoyed this performance, and once again we'd like to take this opportunity to offer you our best wishes on the occasion of the 74th Republic Day of India. We'd also like to say to all of our brothers and sisters of Sri Lanka a happy Independence Day in advance. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at our rock band performance at Rhythm of Harmony. And with that, we say thank you, good night, and God bless. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.